So this is a good exercise for people who don't know what to draw or how to start a comic book or a webtoon and don't know the processes, and they've never done a comic book or a manga in their life. This exercise I would like to call a cause and effect. So you get one of your original characters, or OCs as you would call it, and have it interacting with the environment or another character. So you draw an interaction or a action and the reaction. The first square will be the initial scene of what we're getting into before anything takes off. Now think of this as the calm before the storm, setting of the scene before anything takes place. And I'm going with the theme of boxing because that's easy to understand, a action and a reaction. So we have two boxers in a ring in a standoff with each other. Now this is the setup before anything takes place. It gives us a little insight on what's about to happen and why it's about to happen. Now we're going to go on to the cause, so the initial action that's being taken. And the action I'm going with, since we're in a boxing ring with two boxers, is a punch. And if you want to guess, this punch will be landing. Because with this exercise, we only have 3 panels to work with. So we're going to go straight to the climax of the moment, and then the lead off, which will be the effect panel. And here we have this guy trying to go for a punch, but he got knocked first. And I'm trying to put as many effects as I can since we don't have many panels to work with, so I want something that's more telling. It's the little things that really give insight to these scenes, especially ones with limited panels. And now we're going to go on to the effect, the reaction, or the final, the end result of the action, which is him getting knocked down from this punch. Now, scenes don't have to just stop at those 3 panels, but they can also lead to another chain reaction of different sequences and panels, because that effect could be another cause of something else. And a lot of times as artists or creators only have the ending planned out and not the beginning, and that's fine. We can work our way backwards. So for this one, we're going to start the effect, the ending panel. And we're going to figure out how we can get to this final victory scene. This is also good exercise to do less, because working these panels takes a lot of time, so a lot of times you're going to have to cut corners and only show the important parts. And a lot of times you're only going to know the important parts, which is good because you can always worry about the in-betweens later. Just get the initial idea down and worry about it later. So the effect is him winning the match, and the cause was because he got knocked out. And also, that cause of that being knocked out was from the punch, which I decided to draw in a different angle. Now, what is labeled a cause and what is labeled an effect is totally up to you and your interpretation, and also depends on where it starts and where it ends. Because in reality, in life, it's just non-stop cause and effects. If you want to think about it, this could be called as a cause as well, but this was just to help our initial, so I called it the start. But this is an effect from this, but this is also a cause to bring a new effect, which caused this, and this causes this. And this is pretty much the effect from this whole entire list of causes. Next video, maybe a while from now, but it'll be adding in between panels or in between scenes in the middle of these key moments. Like the boxer getting punched. Another panel before this one could be them getting into position or their stance or what caused him to initially get punched. So it could be a whole new channel of cause and effect right here. And before he gets punched right here, what could be right after this happens? One panel could be him getting dizzy right in this panel, which could be right here. And so it could be like he boxes, and then a new panel could be one of them switches their stances, and it confuses the opponent, and it causes him to get hit. He stumbles, gets dizzy, and then he finally falls over. And the final panel could be this, or you can have another panel where here, the other panel could be the ref counting him, checking him to see if he's knocked out. And then he wins. And then another effect could be him getting his belt reward for the championship or whatever. And you can just add on different parts as much as you want. This is the perfect exercise for people who have a story in their head and they want to get it out. This is the main point of this, is to get your idea out. Otherwise, your idea is just going to fade in thin air and it's going to mean completely nothing later on. So let's say your idea is you have a person who loves fishing and goes out to sea eventually to fish. You want to add more to it, but what you should focus on that moment is him waking up, one panel, him getting on a boat, second panel, and him going out to sea or him fishing for the third panel. And that's all you have to do to get the idea out of your head. It doesn't have to be a complete idea. The whole goal of this is to get the idea out of your head, and you can always come back to it later and refine it and add details. It's literally it, and that's all you have to do. This is what I challenge everyone to do who wants to learn how to make a comic book but doesn't even know where to start, and they just have a bunch of characters for who knows what, and they're just sitting collecting euphoric dust, ethereal dust.